Okay, so the chords by themselves for the minor shape on the 6th string look like this. There's a root on A here, and then the minor is a flatted 7th and a flatted 3rd, so those move down, you can get it with the bar. Whenever you make that root 6 shape, you can get the 1st string in addition because that's the same as the root. And we want to get a whole chord instead of just getting a root in the chord. We want to get a big strumming version. On the 5th string, you can play the 7th fret here. That's an equivalent note. It's the same note, just a duplicate note of that 5th, the note on the 2nd string. So here we have a full chord that comes just by barring on the 5th fret and hitting the 5th string 7th fret. So what you got is a root, a flat 3rd, a 5th, a flat 7th, another root on the 1st string, and a 5th here. And like we did last time with the dominant chords, to spice that up a little bit, we can put a 9th in it. Trying to slide around just like we did with the dominant chords. Same thing with the 13th. So I'm just taking that 2nd string, 7th fret, adding the 13th or a 6th. You do both. Okay, so to play 12-bar blues, it's 4 measures of this. We're going to count to 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And then go up to the 10th fret. Same thing. 2 measures. The back, 2 measures on the 1 chord. Then the 5 down to 4. 1, and back up to 5. So that last part of the chord progression, the turnaround is 5, 4, 1, and 5, just with a measure apiece. And you can do all of the little slides, or the full version, just using little bits of it, picking it out. So the idea, everything we did today was just to try and add a little more spice to that chord progression, or any chord progression. And first thing we did was take notes that are in the chord, slide them around. Take them down, bring them back up. So tiny pieces, and it doesn't have to be complex. Just strum the whole thing. 2, 3, 4. So on. Okay, you can do that on every chord. The 4 chord. The idea is just trying to do one little bit, just a little bit. Keep it in that 12-bar order and just practice playing the chords, popping in a little bit of a slide. Call here, so. Next thing we did was do some other kinds of chromatics. So instead of taking each note in the chord and sliding down, we did little approaches like instead of sliding into the chord, we do that with our fingers, or sliding up, but always landing on the note that's in the chord. So a little bit of just trying to put a little fly. You can even do it as a slide, but to be able to get your fingers moving, just throwing a little bit, strumming. the chord notes. And the idea is just to learn to get it to happen in time. And it doesn't need to be a lot, just a little bit of a strum, and listen for you where you want to hear it. If you're doing this little, listen how that sounds and see if in your head you can put it in where it should go, like bum, bum, bum. And try and stick it into a beat. So when you're doing this 12-bar progression, you can put little fills in, just little tiny fills that you can hear in your head rhythmically, so you can put them in that progression without the rhythm stopping. So if I do the whole 12-bar again, remember it's 1 1 1 1, 4 4 1 1, and then 5 4 1 5. That's the 12-bar progression, whether we do it with dominants or minor chords. So start out with an A minor, add a ninth. Now I'm listening for where I can do the slides. Slides. Each of the notes, trying to do those little slides wherever I can rhythmically. Okay, so we have the little pull-offs, slides, and added ninths and 13ths. The next thing you can do, and I think the most fruitful thing to do, is to add pentatonics. So whenever you play a minor chord with the root note on the 6th string, you can play the first position. And what we added to that was a blues note. So I'm adding my pinky on the 8th fret on the 3rd string, going down, and I'm adding the middle finger on the 5th string. And the idea is that you just kind of pass through that note quickly. Don't do it really fast, or do it fast. Don't ever land on it. Like, don't do it. Then it sounds kind of weird. Landing on that note is dissonant. So what you do is you hit it with hammer-ons and pull-offs, like just kind of pop it in there. If you're playing like this, go through it. Add that note and go quickly through the pinky note. Don't ever really hold it. Don't go, because it'll sound dissonant. So what we want to do for each of the chords is maybe play a measure of chord, measure of scale, so you get used to putting some notes of the scale in instead of just strumming block chords the whole time. So again, the idea is to learn how to do this sort of naturally, so that you're not practicing a particular, piece, but learning how to, in your own rhythmic sense and with your ear, imagining, if you play, like, for example, just these two notes going back and forth, figure out how you can put that into this groove. So I'm going to play 4 1s, 2 4s, 2 1s, each for a measure, and then 5 4 1 5, one measure of each of those. And I'm just going to kind of play around with some notes in that blues scale. It can be really simple to start out, just then up here, go back, and then here, that was a 12-bar, just using some little blues. I didn't do any of the blues notes there, just the pentatonic scale. I'll play around with that a little bit and just kind of put a little bit of each of these things in. Play some of the 9th chords, do some slides, and then do some scales. And the whole time trying to keep the rhythm and the form going, and playing a measure of chord, measure of scale, half a measure of chord, half a measure of scale, and just trying to fit it into the beat. So it's 1 1 1 1, 4 4 1 1, and then 5 4 1 5. Here's the whole order. 1, little 9th, 4 chord, 5, chromatics. Can be really simple. So did a lot there just to kind of show you how it all goes together, but everything I just did was using that root 6 shape, playing the minor chord, playing some added ninths, playing some 13ths, sliding around on the notes, adding some chromatics going up and down to the chord tones, and playing the pentatonic scale. And just more than anything trying to get the beat. To start with it, make sure you can just play the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Back to 1. Here's the 5. Slide down to 4. Here's the 1. And then the 5. And then just add a little bit, maybe a little bit of pentatonic. Do a measure. Just one string at a time. And the key skill, aside from just learning how to where the notes are, is to try and put it in time and put it into that form so that it sounds like music. Playing with a chord for as long as you have it in the progression. Try not to go an extra measure with it. Try and just keep a beat, strum, give yourself whatever beat you like. It could just be a straight 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Whatever kind of groove feels good. Those backbeat grooves tend to feel really good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. For this bluesy stuff, sounds really, really neat. Hopefully that's enough to get you rolling a little bit.